Hey everybody, Lori here. Today I wanted to just talk about, there's a couple of books that one I know I want to DNF, and the other one I'm torn about, and it got me wondering, what do you guys, what's your requirement, or what do you feel ranks a DNF in? Because to me, one of the books I'm really torn about, and it's a popular book, which we'll go to last. But the first one is this book. It's called Bring Me Their Hearts by Sarah Wolf. And I was really, really looking forward to this book. It just seemed like something I would really like. It sounds kind of like a Cinderella, but yet she has to eat hearts or something. I can't remember exactly, to stay alive because her heart was taken or something by the evil lady. I forget what she's called. They're called heartless, which are immortal, unaging soldiers of a witch. And anyway, she's bound to the night singer, it's called. And yeah, she says, I will give you your heart back and you will be normal again, blah, 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 if you get the king or the prince's heart. So I guess there's like a competition going on, and for the king or the prince. So yeah, and it really sounded like it was good, like it would be good and like be one of the books I would really like. So I was so looking forward to this, and I got it in one of my book boxes. And oh my gosh, when I got it from the book box, I was so excited. I don't remember which book box it was, but I remember getting it and I was so happy. And then I started reading it and I gave it a good chunk. Like I was like on a page 100, maybe even a little bit further than 100, and it took me a long time to get there, and I kept putting it down, and I would put it on my shelf and I would forget about it. Not even think about it unless I went on my shelf, to like straighten it or something. And then as soon as I'm done straightening, I forget that it was on there. But it was just really a disappointment, like all around. I mean, and how do you guys feel about DNF? And do you DNF or do you continue reading the book even if you're not liking it? And I'm not like into the story at all, not into the world building. Don't like any of the characters, which is opposite of the book I'm getting ready to talk about, which is I don't like the characters, but I like the world building. I like everything else, a lot of the other things that are with it. But this one, like, nothing is gripping me. It's strange, and usually I don't mind strange books, but it's got to be strange. If it's going to be strange, it needs to be, it has to be strange, and it has to hold my attention, because usually that's what strange does. I mean, for me at least, if I read a strange book, it kind of really grips me, and I want to keep continuing to see what happens next. And this one is definitely not it. This is what it says on the back. It says, I raise my chin carefully, keeping my shoulders wide and my face passive, strong. I will make an impression here, or I will die for my loose tongue. It's that simple. Except it isn't that simple. Because I can't die. Because unlike the girls next to me, I am not here to impress the king and win a royal hand in marriage or a court position for my father. I'm here for Prince Lucinda's heart, literally. So it's kind of has like what is that called? The selection and stuff, like those kind of books, like where you're trying to get the attention and stuff, and if you get his attention, then you're gonna be with them, But it's a twist because she wants his heart, and so it just seems like it would be so awesome. It just has all the ingredients I like in a book, but I don't really care for the world building, and you think I would because it looks it sounds so interesting. And I don't like any of the characters. The only one I kind of like, and that was later on. At first I couldn't stand him, was the prince. Lucinden, how do you say his name? So, this one, would you guys still give it a chance? I mean, if you read it up to page over 100, and no, I forgot what I was going to say. If you gave it over 100 pages, would you say, okay, I gave it 100 pages, I'm just going to keep going. I mean, I already took this much of my time, so why not, keep taking more of my time? Or would you be like, okay, I got all these other books to read, I'm going to put it down? Would you put it down and pick it back up later? Or would you just, put it in your unhaul pile? Because for me, I'm definitely thinking about putting it in my unhaul pile. Which is really a shame. Because it just had everything in it that I like. I like books where they're competing. I know some people don't like it, but I love books where they're competing for, the man. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I love it. I love the cannibalism in here. Because, she eats their hearts. But yeah, I like that. I like all this, things in here. But I don't like the book. And I really don't. I want to give up on it because I don't see myself, I don't see it getting any better. I'm already, like I said, over 100 pages in. I wish I would have, kept to where I was, but I took it out when I decided I wasn't going to read anymore. And there's 366 pages. I still got at least 160 pages, 170 pages to go. And another thing, if you don't finish a book, do you still review it on Goodreads, or if you have a blog, or on here? So, this one I'm definitely thinking about saying bye-bye to. The next one is a really popular one, and this one, I do not like the characters at all, but I do love the storyline, the plot. But my thing is, I know a lot of people like the world building more, but between the world building and, what's it called? The character development, or the character, I prefer the character part of the book. I'd rather like the character. I would rather it be a real good character plot and really enjoy the characters than not like the plot. Or rather than you know what I mean. The plot, don't get me wrong, I do want a good plot. But if a plot's, okay, you know what I mean? But the character world is so awesome and stuff, development and stuff, then, then I keep reading and reading. But this one is the opposite. I do not like one single character, but I love the war that's going on, and I want to know more about the history of this world. So this one I'm really thinking about reading. To continue reading. And I got pretty far in this one too. I got over 100 pages. I think there's 5 something in there. I'll show you the book in a minute. But yeah. But the book I'm talking about is The Poppy War by R.F. Kong? How do you say it is? My gosh, look at this gorgeous cover. I just love it. It's called of course you can see The Poppy War. And I like where it says here, they trained her for war. She intended to end it. And I got to I'm on chapter 6, so I'm on I got to through 105. So I read 104 pages I read. And I'm really loving, like, the history that they're talking about. Like, they've talked about so much history already in this book. And I'm loving the history that I'm reading about. But I don't like any of the characters. Not one single character do I like. There's one that's kind of okay. I forget his name, but it's the one that, the main girl, he's the only one, at least right now, I don't know how he's going to treat her later, but that treats her halfway decent. I don't remember his name, but he's the only one that treats Ren halfway decent. But I can't not remember his name for the life of me. But I want to keep reading, but I just don't like dang girl. I just don't like her. I wish I did like her more. Because if I liked her and I didn't like any of the other characters, I would be happy. Because at least I like her. You know what I mean? But I don't like her. I don't like stuff she does. I want to tell you what I'm talking about, but it would be a spoiler. And I know, I'll just say it has something to do with her body. That's all I'm going to say. And I know it's her choice to do what she wants with her body. It's her body. But come on, think of the consequences before you do something so crazy. Something that you can't get back. And I want to keep reading because I want to see if that decision comes back and bites her in the ass. Excuse my language. And I think Jesse the Reader, I think he was the one. I'm trying to remember if he was the one I read his review or listened to his review. And he was saying, and I mentioned that part to him. And I think he said that it does come into play later on, the part I'm thinking about. I think it was Jesse. But I'm not positive, so if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I think it was Jesse that did this one. And, yeah. I really, don't want to give up on it. And I've heard, this one is really, a lot of people either love it or can't stand it. There's, hardly any middle. I mean, I know a few people that said, they either liked the first half and then didn't like the second half, or they couldn't stand the first half, but once they got to the second part, they loved it. So, and I know it's very violent. I know, there's rape in here and stuff. Well, in that world, it's a real war, wasn't it? I'm trying to remember. The Poppy, what was it? Was it called the Poppy War, or what was it called? Yeah, it was called the Poppy War, okay. I didn't think I was losing my mind. I was like, well, it's called the Poppy War. I'm sure the first one was called the Poppy War, too. Duh. But yeah. It's just, really torn on this one. I just don't know what to do. This one, really has me, torn. On one hand, I have so many other books that I need to read and get to. And on another hand, I just want to read this and see what happens. Am I going to be one of the people that just don't like the first half and then I'm going to love the second half? Or am I going to be one of those people that can't stand the whole book? That's the one thing. This one is giving me, I don't think about the book all the time, but I think about this book a lot more than this book about completing. I'm okay, Poppy War. I really should try to read it again. And then I get involved in another book, and then I'm I see it again, and I'm Poppy War, why ain't I picking it up? I really want to see what happens. But I'm so torn, you guys, because I have so many other books to read. But I don't want to, I'm not sure, if I'm ready to give up the world. Because I love the freaking history in this book. I love when they talk about the history in here. I mean, it's just my favorite thing is the history that they talk about in this book. It's just freaking amazing. But so sad, so heartbreaking. Because so many bad things happen. And I don't like Rin, or how do you say her name, that much, but I felt so bad for her. Because she's a woman. And she's a girl, I mean. And she, just being a woman, she shouldn't be there. But then winning over all these other people to get there. And then the way she's treated by certain people. I mean, why I don't like her. I shouldn't say I hate her, though, because I don't hate her. I just don't like what she does. A lot of the things she does I don't like. So, yeah. I don't know. Like, if it's worth, I don't know. But what makes you guys DNF? I'm really curious. And how long do you just read a couple of chapters and you're like, okay, I'm not feeling this, I give up? Or do you give it 100, 150 pages? Because I'm really tempted, I will start it over because I picked it up when it first came out, so I don't remember, a lot of stuff. But I do remember the part that I was talking about where it makes me mad that she does this. Like I said, if you read the book, you probably know what I'm talking about. And like I said, it's not because I don't feel she has the right to do it, but I just feel like she, was given this choice and she was like, yes, I'll do it, without thinking of the consequences. I wish she would have, thought about the consequences a little bit more. And then if she, after a couple of days, or maybe a week, at least give it a week. And if she still feels like she wanted to go through with what she did, then the more power to her. Because, like I said, everybody has a right to what they want to do with their bodies. But think of the consequences. Think about the consequences that can be for you. Not only emotional consequences, but something it can later on maybe develop because you did that. And how about, if you get married? I mean, think about, does your husband... What happens if your husband wants certain things? And you can't give it to him? I just wish you would have thought about it just a little bit longer. That's one of the gripes I have with this girl. But I feel bad for her because, she's a girl. And they're treated like they don't have, any common sense. They don't have any right to their feelings and things. But I just want to, in certain parts with this girl, I just want to throw the book across the room because she makes me so mad. So I'm really thinking about giving this, rereading it, where I'm on page 105, which ain't that big in the scheme of things. Or at least, look at the tabs, even though, almost every tab is tabbed. Maybe I'll at least go and look at read the tabs before I, go back and finish it, reading more. For this one, I only put down, this ain't a spoiler. I just put down in this chapter, it talks about why they won the first Poppy War, which are circled, which I circled, or whatever I said. I feel it's very important, history, etc., to know. I wrote down page numbers, but I didn't want to write down the page number in case people don't want to know what page it was. Because some people consider saying that page number. But look, this one, excuse me, you could tell I had feelings about because there's tabs. This one, you could tell, like, I was tabbing with this too. You could tell, like, because even if I'm not, like, doing a big tabbing on books, sometimes I still have tabs by it, just in case I want to at least, like, you know, like a favorite quote or something I thought was funny at least, too. This one, like, no. Like, I did, like, underline here, like, certain pages. Like, on page 19, I underlined something. I can't remember if I underlined. There's at least a few other ones I underlined. I underlined on page 48 something. So, yeah. I did underline some, so this is giving me some idea of where I went. Underline there. Underline something there. I think I underlined something there. So I think the last one I underlined was on page 89, it looks like. So maybe that's where I stopped. Or I just couldn't find nothing else that I really felt like underlining. But there's no tabs in here. Like this one, like I said, tabs. So I think I will like read this, but I think it'll be sometime next year. So I think there's another one coming out. I don't know when it comes out, but maybe what I'll do is at least give it this one and get the next one. And then, you know, read them back to back. Or maybe if somebody wants a buddy read with me, that would really, maybe I can get through it. Even though it was like a big buddy read when I was trying to read it with Elliot Brooks and people. So, but maybe if somebody wants to, you know, like I said, buddy read it with me, it'll make me more inclined to want to read it. So if anybody wants to buddy read it with me, just let me know down in the comments. And if you want to buddy read it before the beginning of the year, then I'm sure I can fit it in. I'm thinking about maybe reading it. There's a readathon that's coming on during Christmas. And you don't have to read all Christmassy books. And I think one of the ones is a book that gives you feelings or something like that. Or I forget what it is. Let me look real quick. I got the paper right here. Let me find it. A book you've been preparing yourself for. I have been kind of preparing myself to read it. So maybe I will try to read it next month. So, yeah. But this readathon that I'm talking about, I'm not going to, like, go into it because this is separately video. But I think it starts, like, the 16th or the 17th. It might be later. I don't tell you on here when it starts. And I didn't write it down, so. But I know it starts, like around the 15th, 16th, somewhere around there. And it goes until the 26th or the 27th, somewhere around there. But you guys will know what I'm talking about when I do my TBR for it. But yeah. So I might, like, start it then. Because this one, like I said, I can use for that one that you're preparing yourself for. Because I'll definitely be preparing myself if I decide to do this as a reread. I mean, not as a reread because I didn't finish it, but if I decide to read this one. So, yeah. Just let me know down below because I'm really curious, you guys, what you guys DNF. And also, I don't know if I asked or not, but if you DNF, do you still review it? do you still rate it? Or do you just review it but don't give it a rating? Or if you're on Goodreads, where if you're doing it and you have to at least give 1 star, is that what you do? Just give 1 star? And some people, this is one question I have before I quit. Why do some people like DNF a book but give it 2 or 3 stars? I can understand like DNFing it and giving it 1 because you don't have no choice. But why do some people DNF but give it a 2 star? I'm just curious. Is it because you like certain things that would normally be a 2? Because I don't get it. Because to me, like, if you DNF a book, that means there's, like, nothing that you like about it. But I could be wrong. That's how I am, though. I have to, like, really strongly do not like the book. Or like this one. You know, find myself, like, putting it down and forgetting about it. Not liking the world, not liking the characters, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'm just curious. Let me know down below. I will be getting my Beacon book box today, so that should be coming pretty soon. Because it's out for delivery. And as soon as that gets here, I will do, if I can talk, I'll be doing an unboxing. So you can look forward to my unboxing of that pretty soon, because usually the mail gets here between right now and 1:30, 1:35-ish. Right now it's almost 12. So yeah, it should be getting here anywhere from now to the next hour and a half. So as soon as I get it, I will be doing an unboxing. So yeah, and like I said, just give me your opinion about these and about what you, like I said, what you consider a book that needs to be that you would DNF. And do you DNF? Because I know some people that will read the book and they won't DNF it. I don't DNF very much, but I do DNF once in a while. And this one is definitely a DNF. And like I said, this one, it's probably not going to be a DNF. Especially if somebody is willing to buddy read it with me. So yeah, let me know. I'll talk to you guys on later. Bye! Lori out! Oh! Boy, let me turn this off real quick. My food won't burn. Anyways, I forgot to end it. Duh. And now I'm knocking my glasses off. But I was going to say, if you like this video, thumbs up. Comment, like I said, down below about if you DNF, what makes you DNF a book. Do you rate the book if you DNF it? Do you review the book if you DNF it? You know, stuff like that. Remember, if you ever need anybody to talk to, I'm here. I always try to comment down below, especially if somebody's asking me a question. It might take me a few days, but I'm here. Did I answer them? So, yeah. And so, if you guys like this video, remember, thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you like this content, think about subscribing. And if you do subscribe, remember to push that lovely little icon bell so you'll know whenever a video of mine is uploaded. And I will be back in a little bit as soon as my Beacon book box gets here. I will talk to you guys all later. Lori out. Mwah!